What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ryan. And this mic's been acting up lately, so if it's fuzzy or something, I'm sure it'll clear up in a bit. God, I hope it's not. What's up? Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel already. Check us out on the web at livecortex.com, livecortex.com/blog. Look, big blog for nootropics information, 84 podcasts, a lot of information on the web. Probably the biggest reservoir for nootropics data, nootropics anecdotal experiences, and nootropics experiences on the web. Like us on Facebook. Need you to like us there. Just go to facebook.com/cortexstacks or type Cortex Labs or Cortex Stacks, either one of those in your search bar on Facebook, and then hit like. A lot of cool content there. A couple products support this broadcast. They're nootropic products. You're going to want to hear about them. Elite level nootropic products. All right, number one, we've got a nootropic stack. It's called, fittingly enough, right? It's called Cortex. It's a strong stack in the eyes of our users. I mean, basically the gist of it was like, I was sort of pissed that at the time that I was taking pre-made stacks, that there weren't significantly powerful pre-made nootropic stacks out there. I mean, like I had experimented with a bunch of different compounds and found really good energizing nootropic combinations, and nothing on the market was like that. So I created one. It's called Cortex. Primarily business people, corporate folks that want to be productive, nootropics experimenters, folks who just want to turn their brain on, use the stack. It's used in 20 countries. You got to buy a bottle of Cortex if you want to try it. Use the coupon code 5, F-I-V-E right now. That'll get you a bottle for 28 bucks, pretty cheap. If you need my help personally, we have a consulting service on nootropics. It's basically just a 40-minute Skype call with me. We will mostly help people figure out stacks that work well for them or answer questions. And if you're new to nootropics, we wrote a book for you. It's called Smarter, Better, Faster, and you need to read it if you're new, and you got to read it ideally 5 times. It's digital and downloadable. Okay. So the topic of discussion is on like mixing nootropics in your drink. We did a video quite some time ago where we talked about putting nootropics in coffee. And I've discovered that there are certain nootropics that don't seem to retain their benefits if you put them particularly in hot drinks, like coffee. And then there are some that are. I guess it really all depends, and you'll have to sort of research which chemicals might be susceptible to degrade, really, while they're in hot liquid, and then kind of just go from there. But I've taken Noopept, I've taken certain racetams, oxiracetam, aniracetam in coffee, and I've had no issues, and it's been interesting. But there's a nootropic subreddit thread that kind of highlights this a little bit, and then there's an answer to it that highlights what you need to look out for if you're going to want to try to put nootropic powders in a hot drink. Here it is. It's called, Is Mixing Powders Effective? Going to try to keep this simple. I want to buy 4 of the recommended powders on the beginner's guide: ashwagandha, bacopa, creatine, and L-theanine. Put them all in a cup of black coffee and drink it. Would this theoretically and practically work, or would mixing the powders cause any problems? Assuming the powders come unflavored, of course. Thanks in advance for your help. And then there's one person who responded to this person on this nootropic subreddit, and they said, this is something I really don't know about because I didn't check this particular compound, but they said creatine, which by the way helps your muscles retain water, helps your cells retain water rather, so in the interest of getting a good pump when you're lifting weights and facilitating muscle growth. Creatine is like a major part of brain function too, so you'll get better brain function as a result of taking creatine. There's plenty of people that use it as a nootropic. I believe it can fall into that category. But they go, creatine degrades in solution, like liquid, especially at high temperatures. Best not to mix it with a hot drink. The rest are fine though. Okay, so that person probably did the research on the theanine, on the bacopa, on ashwagandha. I mean, hard to say about theanine, but bacopa and ashwagandha are Ayurvedic herbs, so I just don't, and they're very stable when you feel them. They're very stable kind of herbs, so I don't imagine that they would be particularly problematic in hot material. I've never put either of them in any hot material, like hot water, hot coffee, or hot tea. So I really can't say for sure. But yeah, if you're looking to mix, I mean, I've done everything. I've mixed particular affinil chemical compounds in smoothie drinks, like a vegetable smoothie, like with fruit and bananas and like spinach or something. And it's absolutely kicked my ass and worked really well. I've put Noopep, doxiracetam, aniracetam in coffee, kick my ass, work really well, right? And so, but beyond that, I haven't experimented a whole lot with that kind of administration method because I'm not particularly into that. It tastes shitty, frankly, for a lot of it, very chemical-like. And so the best way for me to take nootropics is like make capsules and take capsules or take a pre-made stack. I mean, that's just the easiest. That's what I know. It's easier. My gut knows how to digest it. I know when the effects are going to start, and every once in a while, I'll take a nootropic compound sublingually. That's putting it under your tongue and then letting it dissolve for 5 minutes until it enters your bloodstream via the veins under your tongue. Okay, that's my take on it. I hope that's been useful. Basically, just try to research if these things are like soluble and or have the capacity to be degraded in hot liquid. And for some, you're not going to find interest to. So if you're looking to put a particular nootropic compound like in your coffee or hot drink and you can't find an answer to it on the web somewhere, like in a nootropic subreddit or something, you're gonna just have to try it and see if you get the effect. That's the only way. It's like, you can't, it's like, I know very many, back in the day, I used to interact with a lot of MBAs. These are guys that have like degrees in business administration, and these guys would always try to theorize about how things would work in business, and they would end up like never trying it. I was the guy that like dropped out of high school in 10th grade and went and like started multiple businesses and learned the whole stuff from the street. And so they would literally, what I'm trying to say is like, don't be that person who tries to theorize about it and then never tries it. You're going to have to try to figure it out, okay? So I hope that's been useful. Specials on our stuff, the Cortex stack right now, $28 if you use the coupon code 5, FIVE at livecortex.com. Powerful stack, get a bottle of Cortex. I mean, folks love the Cortex stack. If you need my help personally, we've got a consulting service. It's a 40-minute call with me. Get that at livecortex.com. And again, if you're new to nootropics, we wrote a book you need to read. You have to read it at least 5 times. It'll teach you how to use nootropics, gives you many stacks, and it's also digital. It's called Smarter, Better, Faster. Thanks so much for watching. Talk to you next time. What's up, everybody? Ryan Michael Balla here. Hey, thanks for watching the video. Look, we've got, as it stands, 5 primary products that I want to just explain to you. You heard us mention them during the video, so I'm going to break them down. Number 1, from left to right, the Cortex Nootropic Stack. This is a cognitive enhancement stack that you really want to take to turn the lights on. Just to give you an idea, hardcore business folks that require 18 to 20 hours of brain function, take the Cortex stack. That's what we initially designed it for, but then like everybody in the nootropic sphere loved it. Verbal fluency, speed of processing, motivation, drive to want to work. That's what the Cortex stack does. Moving right along, the aniracetam guide there, that is called the Beginner's Guide to Aniracetam, breaks down 25 powerful aniracetam stacks, shows you how to use aniracetam. It's essentially the everything guide to aniracetam. Long demanded, folks asked us for it. We delivered. It is fully digital, lots of powerful stacks. And then there's the nootropic stack for the business professional. That's basically 100, right around 100 powerful uridine, modafinil, theacrine, aniracetam, oxiracetam, phenylpiracetam, alcar stacks for business situations, for the type of brain states that business folks need for sustained performance. Next is the Racetam God Guide. That is a high-level every Racetam guide, digital guide. We've got all the major Racetams with accompanying focus stacks and memory stacks and speed of processing stacks. In that Racetam. There's 8 major nootropic Racetams, and that guide explains all of them and accompanying stacks. Then there's the Noopep Pro Stack List. The Noopep Pro Stack List is a digital guide that explains oral, so just taking it by mouth, sublingual, taking it under the tongue, and then intranasal, spraying Noopep nasal spray in your nose, stacks. It's just a bunch of stacks, a giant stack list of Noopep stacks that are highly effective, pro-level specific brain state inducing type of new pep stacks. That thing has been a hit out there with the market. And then last, there's Smarter, Better, Faster. Smarter, Better, Faster is the all-around, everything nootropics digital guide. If you just want to learn everything, many racetams, modafinil, etc., get Smarter, Better, Faster. It's like the guide you need to know if you're new to nootropics to learn basically everything and to walk away knowing what you need to know on nootropics. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for watching. Get this stuff at livecortex.com and rock on.